start off the championship, Andrew Moore would take the hill in the top of the first inning. He would face Dylan Ward to start off, and he would get him to just pop out in front of the mound, as Moore was off to a very good start on the mound in this championship. Later in the first inning, Shane Reyes would step up to the plate, but would not fare much better, as he would weakly ground out to Moy to end the top of the first. Bottom of the first now, Andrew Moy would step up to the plate against Dylan Ward. On the first pitch he saw, Andrew Moy would send one right over the left field wall. That's a solo shot, and he would give the LA Yellow a 1-0 lead. As Andrew Moy was pumped, you see the signature LA Yellow sign as he crossed the plate. And then Kevin Greer would get up later in the inning, and he would send one deep, and it would just get over the right center field wall, and the Yellow were off to a hot start with a quick 2-0 lead. Kevin Greer would get up later in the inning, but he would line out right to Dylan Ward to end the inning, but the LA Yellow were off to a hot start. In the top of the second, Dylan Ward was hoping to get the primetime players on the board. He would hit one deep, but it was not quite deep enough, as Kevin Greer would snag it just in front of the left field wall. Jake Thaw would get up later in the inning, and he would send one deep. However, this would actually get over the left field wall. That would put the primetime players on the board, 2-1 LA Yellow, top of the second inning. Shane Reyes would get up next. However, he wouldn't have fared well, as he would go down swinging as the LA Yellow escaped the inning with a 2-1 lead. Bottom 2, Andrew Moy would be looking to do more damage on the primetime players. Dylan Ward's control issue would be shown here. He would end up walking Andrew Moy to start off the bottom of the second inning. Later in the inning, Kevin Greer would stand up at the plate. He would ground one sharply to the right side. Jake Thaw would field, and he would just get Kevin Greer at first base. Andrew Moy would be at second, so still a runner in scoring position for the LA Yellow. Andrew Moy would get up with one out. He would ground one to the left side. Jake Thaw would field, and he would get a big out at first base for the primetime players. They go to the third with a 2-1 deficit. Third inning now. The primetime players were looking to come back and win game 1. However, they wouldn't start well, as Dylan Ward would ground out right to Andrew Moy. Jake Thaw would then step at the plate. He pops one up, Andrew Moy saddled under it. However, he drops the ball, and Kevin Greer is right there covering, and they would just get the out at first base, as the LAL would take a 1-0 series lead. To start off game 2, Andrew Moy would face Dylan Ward once again in the top of the first. Similar to the result of game 1, Andrew Moy would get Dylan Ward to pop out right in front of the mound to start game 2. Jake Thaw would set up next, and he would launch one right over the left field wall. Primetime players take a quick 1-0 lead. Shane Reyes would step up next, and he would line one right in front of the center field wall, and the primetime players were in a groove. However, that groove would end when Dylan Ward struck out swinging to end the top of the first. Moving on to the top of the second now. Dylan Ward would lead off the inning against Andrew Moy. He would take strike 1 on the first pitch. On the second pitch, he would swing and miss at strike 2, and on the third pitch, he would go down swinging, and his woes against Andrew Moy would continue. Jake Thaw would step up next. He hit one deep, but it was not deep enough, as Kevin Greer would make the play to end the inning. Bottom 2 now. Andrew Moy up at the plate against Dylan Ward. He hits a grounder to the left side. Jake Thaw fields throws to Dylan Ward. However, he drops it, and that puts Andrew Moy on first base with the tying run on. Kevin Greer steps up to the plate. However, he cannot drive him in as he grounds into a double play to end the inning. PATP still leads 1-0. Bottom of the third. Yellow still down 1-0. Andrew Moy steps up to the plate against Dylan Ward. He gives this one a ride. It is deep, but it is off the left field wall. Jake Thaw throws to first, and they get him at first base on a boneheaded decision by Andrew Moy. Kevin Greer would step up next, and he would pop it up right to Dylan Ward, and he would make the play with no problem. The primetime players would tie the series at 1. Both teams came into game 3 with the series tied at 1. Top 1, Kevin Greer up at the plate. He hits a slow roller to the right side. Jake Thaw fields, and he throws the ball away. Kevin Greer would go all the way to third on the play, and the LA Yellow were in scoring position. Andrew Moy would step up to the plate next. However, he would strike out swinging, and the primetime players would escape the inning with no runs allowed. Bottom 1 now. Dylan Ward would lead off the inning against Andrew Moy. On the first pitch you saw, he would hit one deep to left field. That would get over the fence. Jake Thaw would then hit a single to the left side, as he was not able to be thrown out at first. Shane Reyes would get up next. However, he would ground out right to Andrew Moy, and he would escape the inning with only 1 run allowed. Moving on to the top of the second, Kevin Greer would come up in the inning with Andrew Moy on third. he would hit a slow dribbler that would just get in front of the cheap line. Andrew Moy would come home and score, as the LA Yellow would tie the game at 1. Andrew Moy would come up later in the inning. He'd hit a shallow fly ball into center field, and that would drop. The ball was bobbled. Kevin Greer would go to third, and Shane Rivas would throw the ball away. Kevin Greer would score, and that would put the LA Yellow up 3-1. Kevin Greer would come up later in the inning. He was a slow dribbler, and they would just get Kevin Greer at first, but the damage was done as the LA Yellow found themselves up 3-1. In the bottom of the second, Dylan Ward would get up, and he would take Andrew Moy deep as the primetime players would cut the Yellow lead to 3-2. It was the bottom of the third, and the primetime players were looking to come back. Shane Rivas would start the inning, and he would strike out swinging as that was 1 out for the primetime players. Dylan Ward would get up next, and he hit a pop fly right to the mound. Andrew Moy would make the catch, and the LA Yellow would take a 2-1 lead after a 3-2 win. Jake Thaw elected to take the hill for the primetime players in Game 4. How would it pan out? Well, to start, Andrew Moy would hit a rocket. Shane Rivas would make a nice effort, but it wasn't enough as it would get over the wall. Kevin Greer would come next, and he would also take Thaw deep as the LA Yellow were off to a quick 2-0 lead. Andrew Moy would come next, and he would hit another home run as the LA Yellow would go back to back to back in the first inning. How would the primetime players respond to the top of the first? Dylan Ward would lead off the bottom of the first. He would hit a line drive, but it was right at Kevin Greer, as that was the first out. Jake Thaw would get up next, and he would strike out looking. So to answer the question, the primetime players would not fare well. Moving on to the bottom of the second, Shane Rivas would lead off the inning, and he would take Andrew Moy deep, as he would cut the LA Yellow lead to 3-1. Shane Rivas would get up later in the inning. However, he would not duplicate his first result, as he would pop out to Andrew Moy to end the inning. Unfortunately, we lost all of our footage for the bottom of the third, but in the end, the LA Yellow would escape with the victory, and they would take a 3-1 series lead. They would just be 1 win away from capturing the 2015 Fall Championship. Dylan Ward would lead off the game, and he would pop out to Andrew Moy. He would show his frustrations as you see him throw his bat. Jake Thaw would then strike out, as it was a very quick inning to start Game 5. In the bottom of the first, special guest Greer Shots was able to join us. Andrew Moy would start off the inning, and he would strike out swinging against Dylan Ward. He would face Ward again, and he would hit a slow dribbler to the left side. However, they would not get in and out. Kevin Greer would come home on the play, and the LA Yellow would take a 1-0 lead as Andrew Moy would move to second. The primetime players were hoping to bounce back in the top of the second. Shane Rivas would lead off the inning, and he would strike out. He would also show his frustrations, throwing his bat to the ground. Dylan Ward would then come up next, and he would swing and miss, as Andrew Moy was off to a very solid start in Game 5. In the bottom of the second, Andrew Moy would hit a 2-run blast off of Dylan Ward, as it would extend the LA Yellow lead to 3-0. It all came down to the top of the third. The primetime players knew this could be it, so they huddled up, hoping to find a game plan to come back, and they would come back strong. Jake Thaw would lead off the inning, and he would hit a solo blast, as that would cut the LA Yellow lead to 3-1. The primetime players were coming back. Shane Rivas would get up next. He would hit a slow roll to the right side, and Andrew Moy would throw the ball away. Shane Rivas would go all the way to third on the play, as the primetime players were looking very good coming into this inning. Dylan Ward would get up next, and he would hit a rocket, but it was right to Kevin Greer, and the LA Yellow were 1 out away from being the champions. Jake Thaw would get up next, and he would hit a single to the left side. It was now 3-2 LA Yellow with the tying run on first. But then...
Oh! It's over! That's it! That's it!
The LA Yellow were the 2015 Fall Champions. It was a very fun season for the Yellow. They had the best regular season record, and they proved they were the best team in the league with a championship trophy. Congratulations to the LA Yellow on being the 2015 Fall Champions of the WWBL.